The biggest evolution in the channel, I think, comes down to one specific word, and that being comfort. When the channel first began, almost 3 years ago, I couldn't get past 2 minutes of speaking without feeling uncomfortable. Now, granted, the first video was very personal and poignant, and it makes sense that it was a struggle. But now, with time passing, and let's also talk about experience, it's so much easier to have long form solo videos. And so, while this isn't the way that I wanted it to be, the only reason that Ghostbusters, the All or Nothing from Monday, and the real Ghostbusters made the cut on the channel was because Brandon, who's been here plenty, preferred the cartoon over the movies. And I thought, oh man, that'll be a fun couple of conversations. So much so that I bought the box set of the complete animated series, loaned it to Josiah, and thought, oh man, we're going to have some really good back and forth 3-man videos. And like I said, I had anticipated or looked forward to the video so much so that I kept them on the plan, because there was a period of time where I actually thought I was going to rewatch The Matrix as opposed to Ghostbusters, because I pretty much watch Ghostbusters every year around the Halloween season. And so I was like, yeah, maybe I'll watch something different for the channel's sake, because I watch Ghostbusters basically every year. But I didn't watch The Matrix movies. I watched Ghostbusters, as is proven by the All or Nothing from Monday. And because life changes and people aren't always available, I am doing the real Ghostbusters all on my own. So after the ad read and after the open rolls, it'll be me talking about the real Ghostbusters, whether you should watch or not watch. And then, as you can see from the thumbnail, there's a very important conversation to be had about gratitude. Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, enjoy. Because I can't have the perspective of Brandon saying how that he preferred the real Ghostbusters over the live action movies, and couldn't have Josiah here talking about his fresh perspective on the animated show that was around long before he was, I am just going to simply say that I have fond recollections of the real Ghostbusters cartoon, so much so that parts of my memory kind of got the lore of the cartoon mixed up with the live action characteristics, and so much so that upon rewatching all of the above, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I did attribute things to the movies that actually occurred in the animated series. But that's one of the beauties of the movie cartoon tie-in, is that it gives different viewers a way in. And that's something I thought was really fun about that time, whether it be the late 80s or the early 90s, is the animated movie tie-in for a different audience. So they did it with things that they probably shouldn't, like Rambo or RoboCop, but even things that I feel like are the perfect gateway from cartoon to movie, like The Mask. A little less so The Mummy, but Ghostbusters is a perfect and seamless animated cartoon that, if you watch it from, say, let's say what, 6 to 10, something like that, and then you start watching the movies. I mean, heck, maybe even 8 or 9. Then you start watching movies. I think that it's easy to go from one to the other. And with that, The Real Ghostbusters gets an easy watch rating. And with that out of the way, and keeping my word, which is one thing I'm a big fan of when it comes to the channel, I want to talk about the concept of gratitude, because it's so easy to get disheartened or feel as though, oh man, this isn't happening or that's not happening. But you know what? I really feel like that Oz from the channel Mr. Super Oz has a lot to be grateful for. And by that, I basically mean people that I'm grateful for. Because whether it be ETEP or Jeff, most recently Adam and Aaron, Corey and Tony from the Cracked Skull podcast, my regular reoccurring partners when it comes to trivia and other things being Josiah and Brandon, the thing is that the channel has really just clarified to me that people care. Like, it was Andy who was inspired to be on. Andy invited another friend to join us when he returns. And it's so invaluable, the fact that people care. And like I said, it's so easy to think that, oh man, Brandon can't make it, Josiah's busy, will things ever be the way they were? Well, let's be honest. Even if things are never the way they were, things were good, things were enjoyable, and things were fun. And again, these people that have willfully chosen to be a part of the channel, they didn't have to do that. And so that's why I want to point out how much it means to me that people have wanted to participate. And just knowing that there are people that care. Like, will the fact that Brandon is in school, is back in college, affect the channel? Potentially. But the fact is, he's always welcome, because Brandon was one of the earliest people to not just want to pick up Everlasting Survivors, but he wanted to be on the channel, give his perspective, and he's very skilled at it, so whenever he's available, he's welcome. Same with Josiah. It's like, I don't know if some of the content that the channel has would even be available had it not been for his contributions. Like, almost all of the Wednesday Night Wrestling remix was better because of him. Like, there was I think, one video he couldn't make, but the fact is that those plus Alpha Entertainment Worldwide have been such a fun and flourishing part of the channel that I'm so grateful. And yes, at some point we are on the hunt for a third man. And hey, G, I feel like you're tailor made for it because you actually watch, keep up with it, and comment. So appreciate you there, brother. But the thing is that I cannot let the fact that people's lives take them away from the channel get me in a bad headspace, because so many people have made the effort that it has proven to me that this is a worthwhile venture. And I'm very grateful. I'm always willing to grow and adapt. Like, there are many people that have said they'd be willing to be on from a distance. I try not to do it that way because of video or internet potential issues. And now, as anybody who's been here for a significant amount of time knows, I'm not opposed to it. I'll do it when I have to, because when G and I did the Farewell to a Friend video, we had no other option. There was no way we were going to get in the same place at the same time. But anytime that there's an option on the table to do in person, one-on-one, or 1, 2, and 3, whatever way you want to look at it, I definitely prefer that over either going solo or from a distance. And so I don't know, I was just feeling gratitude, and I just wanted to express how much I appreciate the people who have helped make the channel what it is, and just say that thank you for watching. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. It's so helpful, because I'm not terribly far away from the 500 threshold to where monetization becomes a possibility. And with that, possibly better internet, paying for a subscription to StreamYard so as to be able to do the from a distance content regularly, whatever it takes to help make the channel better. And like I said, if you're here, if you've made it this far, please give the video a like, leave a comment. I know there are certain people that do it on do leave comments regularly, and I appreciate that, because whenever there's engagement with videos, it helps YouTube think, oh, let's put this out for more people to see. And so the more people that they promote the video to, the more chances there are to get the subscriber count up, to get the comments up, and create that growth that, again, I'm grateful for. Because yes, I have been stuck in a bit of a valley, or a plateau, if you will, when it comes to subscribers. But even when I'm in a place where growth isn't happening, I have to remind myself, and I do remind myself, that even though this isn't the precise place I want to be, and I do know that growth can and will come, it's still something I'm grateful for, that I even have the number of subscribers I do and regular viewers, because it's not exactly like time isn't a valuable commodity. It sure is. And I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, all of the good stuff. Come back next week. Enjoy. And more specifically, come back Monday for my Ghostbusters 2016 catch-up video, where we round out the Ghostbusters content, since last Monday was the All or Nothing for the quadrilogy of movies that all go together. And this Monday will be the one movie that is outside of the Ghostbusters canonical timeline universe. Later.